back.
We're back. We found it.
About after like 2 hours.
It wasn't 2 hours. It just got scooted under
They
the bed.
don't know that.
They don't know that. That's true. Right. Yeah. Okay.
Like, unless if someone was actually watching the stream live, which they are most certainly not.
Well, they might come across it later.
Then they would not know. Maybe our subscribers will. Fortunately, they don't normally watch our videos.
Alright, don't be like that. Just because we're starting off.
Look,
Yeah, we got lots of things we need to learn how to do, haven't we? And but we're not here because of that. We're here because we enjoy doing this, don't we? Okay. So don't be silly. Right, any more? For any more? This feels like there might be one there. No. On this side. There we go.
We have a problem.
What's that?
Can't find. Oh, there it is. 69.
Please, no more problems. I just lifted up a bed.
I just couldn't find a spring. It was part of the model. It was 69.
Yeah, part 69. Right. There we go. There's that one. And then we've got this one here as well.
Man, I'm working overtime.
Aren't you just? Okay.
Found what we want. It's a specific head.
Is that one there? Right then.
There it is. Found something. So apparently they're bold. Which I guess would make sense for some things, but elves are normally described, which these things, I think,
Aren't. They're not elves.
I don't know what
They are tree spirits.
Well, but tree spirits definitely not. All the others are violent. Except
the
for
other-
Durful, if you don't count his leaf hair.
Yeah.
Is
So,
not
if
gold.
my understanding is correct, at the moment the other wood elves are all part of the cities of Sigmar. So these are the Sylvanas, so these are the tree spirits themselves.
Seriously, which one do you think is more protective to the trees?
Well, these guys, because they're made out of trees. Well,
Yeah,
they're
but
the
yet
spirits
again,
of the trees.
elves are all about trees and stuff.
Right, I'm up to speed with all of these pieces, so which bit's going next?
We're trying to find it.
Trying to find it!
It's the end of the world. And the end, I swear, if this thing was edited, I would so just throw the end screen on right there, and then it would just cut back to it. "71 is not a number."
Oop, don't do that. Me, I'm trying not to do things. I think we're okay, because I don't think we've got that. I'll have a look at that one later, keep that one. Oh dear, blimey, right. What are you trying to find?
71.
Hmm?
Found it.
You found it. Okay.
If you're wondering why I do that, I'm sucking the part of the leftover dust that comes out of these. It's all, and that's a mess, but that's not actually true. But I needed an excuse for doing a weird sound for no actual reason, so now it's my reason.
Okay.
Okay, finally I can have a break.
You're gonna have a break. I don't think you have time for a break.
On doing things like that, I'm like.
Oh, and doing those bits. Now, can we go over here a minute? Because we found out that when you take it over there, stuff might go for a walk. You staying over here with me? Or are you wandering off?
Where's the glue?
The glue is there. Let me just check it's working. Remember, you have a habit of throwing the glue when you're done with it, so don't do that.
If I threw the glue, I'd throw it out the window when I'm.
You know what I mean. You throw it onto the table. Righty-ho. Let's have a go at this.
Throwing in and placing cards.
Right, you ready? You ready? You ready? Where are you at? Because you've got no glue, have you? Are you trying to work it out? Trying to do a dry fit.
Yes.
So you can hear. I don't know if you can hear it. Someone's mowing their lawn outside, so I do apologise.
Okay, so this is.
Don't tell me you're dropping bits again.
If
You know I can't see you on stream from over there, yeah?
Yeah, but no, I don't want him to because it's a wife.
Well, it's still interesting to see what you're actually doing rather than not. Well, I'm done here anyway, so I've done all these bits and pieces now. So I am waiting for you.
Otherwise.
Well, this is fascinating. You're just sat there watching me.
Found it. Target.
Come on, let's work it out together.
Target found.
Right, put them. Right, this is it. Right, you don't have to put them down. Take the bits that you need to. That's it. Put the bits down that you don't need. Right, okay. Now what we doing? Come here.
Okay, we need to glue this part on a nice.
Okay, come show stream. Come show stream what you would do.
Okay, hold this for a moment.
Okay,
I'm
I've
gonna
got this
start
bit.
Putting on some glue.
Not on here.
No one here. Look, it's more cooperative. There's a hole, and whenever I see a hole.
Yeah, because you did take it quite a long time, so I think the glue has dried a bit. Let's take this off.
I wanna do it. I always aim for holes. Okay. Whether that's holes in plans.
There you go.
Or holes in the ceiling.
Careful.
Wait,
Right, there
what?
we go.
Go. And that's a bit too much. That's a. Okay, maybe.
If it's a bit too much, then it's a bit too much. We're going to dab it off. There you go.
You also need your top cut off.
Hmm?
This.
Show me. No, you can't take it away from me. I can't see.
The glue.
Okay, let's have a look. There's too much on there. Right, okay. Okay, so a little bit. There is meant to be a tiny little bit there. Hang on, don't pull it out. There is meant to be a tiny little bit in there. Let's do this so stream can see.
I know. I found where to aim.
You found where to aim. Are you do it on stream?
Okay, here we go. Okay, hold this. Can you hold the body for a moment? I figured out where I'm going to aim. And the aiming process is tedious, but quite easy to do once you've got the right.
I'm not sure that's right. Stop. Hang on. Right, because if that's the chest piece, alright, and that's hanging down. Okay, now every time we've done it before, it's normally been a case of you have to sort of interlock those first of all before putting them on. Not this time then, okay. Let's have a look. So where's the little, there's the little hole there, right, so that bit goes onto there. Okay, yeah, no, I was right. Right. And it goes in there. There we go. So again, it's that whole interlocking branches. You have to interlock the branches. You have to put that one in between the other two to be able to put it together. Let's have a look on the outside. How's that stuck? Not too bad. Not too bad. Here we go. Alright, okay. Now what bit are we doing next? Where are we at now?
Minotaur or Minotaur? I do not care. Okay, seriously, how do you say it? Minotaur or Minotaur? Because I was thinking of old mythical creatures.
Where are you going off to, by the way? Because you're wandering off over there. Come here.
Minotaur.
What are you doing?
I personally say Minotaur.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I say Minotaur. I'm trying to get this head on.
Oh, we have to glue the head on next, do we? Do we need to put him on a base now? Or do we need to sort of wait a second? He's not very well balanced. Oh, because he's only half done, I guess. Right, hang on, don't. It's not about that. It's because you're taking a long time between the gluing. It's just, this glue to sort of dry up quite quick. There we go. Tiny little part, because there's the head, you've got to be very careful. Not too much. Alright, I see. I think you might have a bit too much there, hang on. Stay still. It'll drop off it. Can I actually get some there? Hope so. So there's a no.
Yeah, you wouldn't even want to mess with this part of the body.
So have a look. Is it meant to be at an angle?
I think so. You look at the back.
Slight angle. Right. Ooh. Just flick this a little bit of glue there.
I'm ready.
Right, so we need to now put some glue into the main cavity of the body.
What?
It's here.
Is this anatomy?
This is anatomy. Have I done the body there? I've missed a piece. What am I doing? Don't remember doing the body though. Did you give me the body?
Oh.
Did you give me the body at all?
I forgot that there's a hand.
Do you want to cut that off? I'll just do this little bit here. That's going to stick in, as long as these bits are okay. There we go. So that's going to go into the body there. So it's definitely going to stick on the torso.
Can I put 49?
Yeah, go for it. Whatever you want.
Okay, what do you need? You need that, you need that, you need that.
More coffee, probably.
Okay, understood.
Had it and then lost it. Silly. Do like these fiddly jobs, don't you? Right.
If you're still here, thank you.
Right, so that should start gluing up now. Alright, are we okay? Is the balance a bit better now? See, now that's in, that balance is a bit better now. So we can probably put that on the base. Start that gluing. because it does take a second or two. I think it's because they're different plastics. But, it's also easy to see what's going on with that body. There we go. Perfect. What are you doing over there, boss?
I've got a hand.
You got a hand. Got to put those on as well, haven't we? Okay, so what we got? It's like I have a little invisible assistant, isn't it? Are you the invisible squig? Is that what it is?
I never actually thought about that.
You're a bit far from the mic for anyone to really hear you. That's the only thing.
I really want to go find the invisible squig. But yet again, I have no reason to. But I will. But I will eventually when we have.
This is taking a long time just for one model.
And we will when we have a
Okay, so this is the armature which goes in here, and then there we go. There's an armature that goes in here. I don't know if you can see that. So that goes in there, and then the hand should be. I don't know, where is the hand? Right. So all these bits will be done then. Careful when they just put it onto the base.
So he's gonna have double size claws.
She. Alright, this one's a she.
How can you tell if it's a she or a he?
Don't know. Just looks like, I think.
Are they even she? Is there even she's or he? Is there even she's or he's?
Mhm.
Even she's or he's? For the orcs, they're probably just all boys.
Mhm.
Which makes no sense in reproduction. But yet again,
well, it all depends on how they reproduce. So in this, I think it's through fungal spores.
But yet, no, I'm talking about the orcs.
Yeah, I am too.
Then we have all the Stormcaster Eternals were one human, so we can count them as genders, but it's really hard to tell considering they don't normally make normal models that aren't champions that have their helmets taken off.
No, there are some female. We know there's some female ones.
Yeah, I know. I mean, then you have the armies of death, which did they lose their gender or not? Can you tell?
Yes, Lady Elena is female for a start.
And then we have the armies of chaos, which make no sense. I mean,
Why?
Skaven could have females. But it's just impossible to tell. It's impossible to tell if a rat's a female or not just by first glance. And by my perspective, you're more likely to be focusing on whatever sort of crazy minigun the Skaven are going to be holding.
Where's the model gone?
I got it. I was dry fitting.
Okay, so that needs to go on there, does it? So how does that attach?
I'm taking a retire for one episode of gluing.
Okay.
Next one I'm going back to gluing now. Next one is definitely a short episode. Unless if we decide to do paints on Saturday. But yet again, that's
Well, yeah, we have. Saturdays are quite busy because you've got your swimming, haven't you, as well, little man?
yet again, it's not impossible.
Okay, this is a weird one. I am ringing.
I'll answer it.
No, don't answer it because we're on stream. We're using it as a thing. Let's have a look. Who's ringing me? I'll have to just leave that for a second. Okay. So, how's this one go on to? So it does kind of come out a little bit. No, I'm going to have to try and answer that.
I'm going to go to flip out the next model.
Does it come out like... Hang on, I want to see what this one comes out. Because this feels like it comes out as a funny... I've got it backwards, that's why. Silly. No, it makes more sense.
I'm pretty sure you can tell.
I
Don't
couldn't.
worry.
I did
If
it
you
all
break
backwards
the
and I didn't even
screw in
notice.
half, it's all fine because as long as the pieces aren't damaged.
How do you glue this on? I should have dry fitted this one. How did you glue this on? No, seriously, how did you how did you fit this one on? You're not talking to me anymore. Right, okay, I'm making lots of mistakes and you're not even talking to me.
I'm trying to calculate.
Don't calculate, just tell me. It goes on to, so it fits in. Right, who's done this before? If there's anyone coming through, let me know. Is it the line above it? There's a line there, a gap. It looks like it's sort of saying, yeah, just pop it down the gap, pop it down the gap. Like this. No, it doesn't seem to work very well on that side. Oh, hang on. That's why I'm doing it backwards again. Right. This way round. Yeah. Okay. And then it's meant to fit onto those there. Somehow. No, because it's hitting right into the hands. What are you doing?
What do you think? How do you think this? What do you think Spite Revenants sound like?
I don't know. Right now, I'm trying to understand why I can't glue anything.
Do you think they sound like this? Like a witch? Or do you think? Or do you think like they sound like an evil supervillain or something like that? I don't know. They look pretty mean.
Oh, something happened then.
All I know is that they look mean and also violent for trees. So would they? Wait, can Sylvanum even make a sound?
Don't know, mate.
Like, can Sylvanum even make a sound? Like, they're technically just tree spirits.
That's it.
Like, like talking trees could exist in fantasy, but these things are walking human trees. Talking trees only exist. Talking trees. They're only just trees.
That seems to be it. I'm going to have to put on some more glue. So it does, right, so it does fit into that slot there. Right. This is the thing. Sylvaneth are
it's the next piece. Everyone knows the next piece.
Right, so for those of you who want to know, there is a slit just there at the top here.
11.
And that slots into the slit like so. So hold that down and it fits into that slot like that. And then it fits on like that. It feels a little bit wonky with this bit here, but I think that's just
if you put double one into any equation,
How do we get onto maths?
If you put double one in any equation,
okay, go on then.
Then basically it's always going to end out in 1, except for 1 plus 1 and 1 minus 1.
Right, I have no idea what you're talking about, mate.
If you were to divide by 1, it would create 1.
No, not necessarily. 10 divided by 1 stays as 10. In fact, nothing changes when you divide by 1.
Why is...
It stays the same.
Also, is someone noticing that 1 is a single number that is like the most powerful number? It's the only number that can only be divided by itself, and 1 that's not classified as a prime number. So it's...
Well, yes, because prime numbers must have...
and as long as you have 1s, it can create any number to exist.
Prime numbers have 2 factors and 1 only has 1 factor.
If that's timesing, if that's times divide, if that's times divide plus minus, except for negative 1. Negative 1 is just, wait. What happens to 0 and the negative numbers? Are they classified as negative prime numbers? Because
no, we stick with...
necessarily you can't divide them.
No,
meaning you can't divide them by anything in mathematical number, which wouldn't count them as a prime number because they have to be dividable by themselves, and by themselves as a number.
No,
but
when we
they can't be classified as a normal, as any as a type of number. Any as a type of number because they're negative.
right. So when you're talking about primes, you stick with what they call the natural numbers. The natural numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. It's the same for multiples and factors and all those sorts of things.
Wait. Huh?
So you know you can't get
Wait.
negative primes.
Decimal numbers.
I feel I'm gonna have to Google that now because there's part of me going, you better check that. But no, as
What
far as
about decimal numbers?
well, decimals can't be primes because they need to be whole numbers. They're integer values. As I said, they're natural numbers. So natural numbers are whole numbers. Right, there we go. Right. So what do you know about prime numbers then?
I don't know. All I know is that they're prime numbers.
So prime numbers have two factors, one in itself. There must be two distinct factors, so one is not a prime number because it only has itself as its factor because it is one. Because if we started clearing it one as a prime number, then problems start.
Why?
Well, it means finding things like lowest common multiple, highest common factor become weird. Because we use something called prime factor decomposition.
Anyway, is anyone aware that all the 0.1s are really just more powerful than 1?
What?
In math, 0.1 can create all the 0 point numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go further beyond 0.00 and things like that, they just create an altitude of more numbers.
Right, we're doing all the bodies, then putting the arms on later, because
multiple numbers skyrocket. All numbers have an infinite, but in existing numbers.
What are you on about?
But in existing numbers.
Yeah.
For some reason, but in existing numbers, the most powerful number is pi. No doubt about that, because pi is pi. It's a number that goes forever, and it's one of the closest equivalents to an infinite we can get, since it has infinite decimal fractions.
Decimal places.
Decimal places, meaning that it's really kind of the closest thing we can get to infinite, because it just goes on forever.
Well, you've yet to hear about irrational numbers then, have you? So rational numbers are any number that can be represented as a fraction. You can't represent pi as a fraction because it's infinite and it does not repeat. Okay, so all rational numbers can be given as a fraction.
And then we have the true strongest number, which is 0, and the true strongest number is actually 0 coming after pi, because it is, well, true, infinite. No matter what you do, 0 is forever. 0 times by 0, 0. 0 divided by 0, infinite. 0 minus 0, 0 minus 0, 0 minus 0, 0 minus 0.
Do you want me to melt your brain even further then?
What?
0 divided by 0 is not just infinity. So it's actually undefined. Because, depending on which way you look at it, it could be positive infinity and negative infinity simultaneously. And as you can't have a number that can be plus infinity and minus infinity at the same time, it just comes out as undefined. And remember, infinity isn't a number, infinity is a concept. So it's like saying that a number is even or odd. Okay? It's a concept, it's an idea. Okay, so even...
Is anyone aware here that if you want to... Also, can someone be aware that no matter what you do, 0 always comes out on top, no matter what math you do, as long as it can contains 0 in the math, it will always end in 0.
No, careful. That's not true.
I said as long as it has 0 in the math, except for multiple plus numbers and plus and divide and plus and times and plus and things like that, 0 will always be existing as long as the other number is 0. Meaning that if you had 2 zeros, it would be impossible. Also, 0 is just able to.
Can I have some more pieces? Because
you're number, and if we're
you're pontificating.
And is able to infinitely subtract from any number, and if we're going off of numbers here, that's a lot.
Oh, bless you, you're sweet.
Basically, so yeah, 0 cannot be beaten by any as a number. Because
I tell you what, 0's got a really good trick. 0 can turn anything into itself by multiplying.
Exactly. And no matter what, 0, if we were to put all the numbers
How do we get gold on this?
If we were to throw all the numbers into a fight and say that they could use all their abilities that contain themselves and even create alliances if they want to, as long as the other person agrees, 0 would come out on top.
Right.
Because it would create an infinite amount of zeros and all the other numbers would just lose.
Well, there are other numbers there that are infinitely long. It's not only...
-1, -2, -3, -4. Yet again, -1, -2 and -3 are the exact opposite of 1, 2 and 3. Meaning that although they can create infinite, they're just smacked on the head with it. Like they cannot do anything. 0, however, is the real one.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm saying if we were to throw all the numbers into a fight and they could use all their numbers, the last 2 remaining would be all the point ones would be 1, all the point ones and 0.
Are you just doing bodies at the moment? Because I'm not seeing arms.
It says to do it.
Yes, we're doing bodies. Okay. Right. So. Now, I'm no maths expert.
You are.
But I'm not. But I do know that there are different types of numbers. And there are lots of numbers called irrational numbers. And irrational numbers cannot be expressed as a fraction, which means that they have an infinite number of decimal places. Those decimal places never repeat. So if you go all the way down,
and then in the end, the last remaining numbers would be pi, sin, and con, and just 0. Like, I don't see how they're going to hit 0 since it couldn't really exist.
Hey? What are you on about? 0 exists?
If 0 was to be thrown, it was into a tournament where it had to get rid of all these numbers. 0 would basically just be invincible, but yet again, pi, sin, and con.
Are you on about sin, cos, and tan? Right, do you know what those are?
And then we have Simi.
You know those aren't numbers, they are like ratios, yeah?
I know, but I don't care.
You know what you don't care.
I'm counting every aspect of math here, including times being its own character, and people being able to use times on their self. So yeah, times is turning out.
So this is more just you playing around with the idea and creating characters from maths.
And then but in the end we would basically have illegal numbers being at the end. And 0. I'm talking about things like e to the power of pi or something.
E? Do you know what e is?
No. So all the illegal numbers would be at last. And 0, because I don't see how anyone is hitting 0, and but pi can still exist.
Pi is what do you mean pi still exists? Of course pi exists. Pi is the ratio between.
And then
the ratio.
and also and also shapes exist. And x exists because algebra.
Oh yeah.
And Roman numerals exist, which are basically
don't do
just
Roman numerals.
is what the numbers want to be, because
No,
they don't have, except they're so undeveloped. They basically only have plus and minus.
I'm sure there's a professor out there somewhere crying at this. Right. Is that a leaf, or is it where you clipped it? I think that's what you clipped it.
And don't even get me started on shapes that should not exist.
Such as?
I don't know, but shapes that shouldn't exist should be real. Like a shape so big that it would be able to withstand even like a circle and square, and just all the shapes so big that it would be impossible to even know if you're not standing on it.
Here's a shape for you. Do you know there's a shape called a tesseract?
What's that?
Well, you know the tesseract from Avengers?
Yes.
There is a shape called a tesseract, which is the name given for a 4-dimensional cube. So we have squares are 2-dimensional, we have cubes which are 3-dimensional. The 4-dimensional version of that is called a tesseract.
What's 4 dimension?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? We can only see in 3. So this is sort of like higher level maths, isn't it?
What is 1 dimension?
1 dimension. So 1 dimension is any measurement in a single that just only has one direction. So a ruler measures one dimension at a time, because you just basically put the ruler down one end to the other, job done. It doesn't matter how you hold your ruler, the measurement's still the same, isn't it? It's always going to be the same.
So basically just straight lines can exist.
Yeah, straight lines are exactly. Yeah, straight lines are 1-dimensional. And then 2-dimensional, that's area, so that's height and width. This one's not very good.
What is 4th dimension?
Well, that's the thing. We struggle with anything higher than 3 because we only see in 3. So 4 dimensions. Although if you want to be really weird and melt your brain, then string theory goes up to 11.
What? What could possibly... Wait. Oh no. I just realised if you say up to, that means that there is something that could exist.
Hmm?
0 dimension.
0 dimension. No, 0 is not a dimension. 0 is a point on a number line.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Are you sure 0 dimension wouldn't just be anything?
Well, 0 dimension is nothingness. So.
Exactly. And that's why I'm putting it above all the other numbers, because since nothing exists, nothing could even touch it. You're basically in a universe.
Pieces, please. Come on.
You basically went to a universe where...
Come on.
Come on. It's like a Bigfoot finder went to a universe, but where Bigfoot didn't exist.
Okay.
It's like 0 dimension always comes out on top, because it's a wild goose chase that will never end, and in the end, 0 dimension will last forever. So yeah, 0 dimension is the strongest number, hands up. Even the prime numbers, if they're... Oh yeah, I guess you have those numbers that are just so big that even the mass of the observable universe can't even outdo it by a long shot. And I know what I'm talking about this time.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the atom one.
What are you saying then? Say it again for me.
I said after that. I guess there are some things that are so big that even the observable universe can't out or measure them.
No, Graham's number.
Yep. Wait. So it's either between that or zero dimension to win. I really want nothing to win, but yet again, can nothing even win? Or will it just be in an endless fight? Oh, and also any bit. Oh, and also any number. Oh, and also any number. Also any number that's bigger than 1,000. Oh, and also any number that's bigger than 1,000 and doesn't have. Oh, and also any number that's bigger than 1,000 and that's bigger than 1,000 is just a timer. Meaning, it's just a ticking time bomb. Meaning that every second 1 point of them goes away. So 1,001 will take 1,001 seconds to wither away. 1,675 will take 1,675 seconds to wither away. Okay, I'm not doing the math, but I know that if you were to get to the quadrillions, it's all over for the time count.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, only one number can win. And technically, it's just straight infinite.
And for you, that number's still 0, isn't it?
Like, nothing beats infinite.
Infinite, again, isn't a number. There's no point on a number line called infinite.
Technically, in mathematics, infinite is an existing thing because there is no stop to numbers.
No, you misunderstand me. Infinity is a thing, it's just not a number.
It may not be classified as a number, but I'm classifying it. Because it can
Much
be
in the same way you can classify a number as a decimal or an integer, you can classify it as infinite.
So yeah, infinite.
Because there's more than one infinity, there's an infinite number of infinities.
I can go on and on about how something could be infinity can be infinity. Like,
Yeah, you're loving this, aren't you? You're loving playing around,
like
aren't you?
if someone was to put infinity times infinity on the calculator, I'm pretty sure it would just explode because it's too powerful. Basically meaning that
there's no such thing.
Basically meaning that there's a 1-up for every single possible number.
Well, there was a guy, I think it was a guy, mathematician who played around. It's not Cantor. What was he? He played around with infinity and came up with, I think he came up with this idea called Aleph Null, which is like the smallest version of infinity you can get. Where's the body for this one, mate? Because I'm slowing down here.
I'm trying to find it.
Okay. But yeah, there's an infinite number of infinities. And just because infinity is infinite doesn't mean you can't calculate with it. So here's one. Have you heard the story of the Infinite Hotel?
Wait, what?
Have you heard the story of the Infinite Hotel?
No.
So you work at a hotel,
Yep.
which has an infinite number of rooms.
Yep.
Okay, so they're all full. Okay. So you've got the Infinite Hotel. It's got infinite number of rooms, and they're all full. Okay, and then all of a sudden, ping! Another guest turns up, and you need to put them somewhere. Where are you going to put them?
In another room.
Which room? They're all full, and it's infinitely large. So which room is it?
A room?
Which one?
I don't know.
Because they're all full.
It can't be full.
Infinity's full. But you've got to try and put this one person in. Where are you going to put him?
I don't don't know, in the infinite door.
Infinite door? Do you know what room you put them in?
Infinite.
Room number 1.
Why?
And what happens is you get all of the guests to move up one room. So the person in room 1 goes to room 2, the person in room 2 goes to room 3, the person in room 3 goes to room 4, and so on and so forth. And so they keep taking a step down the hall. Okay. Which means as there's an infinite number of rooms, they'll never run out of rooms to go to. So they can just keep walking down the hall. And that is how you fit in one more person. Right, I'm really going to melt your brain now. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
I like that.
You're working at the Infinite Hotel when all of a sudden Infinite Coach Tours turns up with an infinite number of passengers. Okay? So you've got an infinite hotel with infinite number of rooms, and every room's got someone in at the moment. Okay, so you're completely full, but the coach tour turns up with another infinite number of passengers. Where'd you put them? There's a way of putting them. You can get everyone into a room.
I don't know.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yes.
Okay. You get every guest who's already there to go to the room number that's double their room. So room 1 goes to room 2, room 2 goes to room 4, room 3 goes to room 6, room 4 goes to room 8, and so on and so forth, yeah? That means that all of your infinite guests that you had in the hotel are now in all of the even numbered rooms because they've all gone to the double one, which means that all of your new guests can just simply pop into the odd number rooms because they will all be vacant now.
Do it again.
Do what again? You already know.
My brain.
Melt your brain? I'm not sure how if I can. But yeah, there was a guy who came up with this an actual number called Aleph Null. So you can calculate which is meant to be the smallest version of infinity there is, and so you can actually calculate with it.
How can there be a small version of infinity?
Well, that's what he did. He created this thing, this little symbol, Aleph Null. That's what Elf Null.
What does it look like?
Not sure.
Is it an F?
No, it's a funny little symbol.
What is it like? Does it? Can you write it down on a piece of paper?
I'll put it on the internet. I'll look at it on the internet for you in a bit. But yeah, interesting, isn't it? I like the fact you started giggling as soon as I started playing that game. Right, do you know which head you want with each of these?
Okay, we're gonna start off with the heads.
Probably a good idea. We can get the heads in.
Hey, we're gonna give them sight. Miss out 43, I'm just going.
Let's get these glued together then. So once you're kind of getting used to it, they're a lot easier to put together when you get into it. So you have a section here which is flat. You've got two little locating bits there, which is really useful. Come on.
Go ahead. Do it on whatever model you want.
Alright. Two little locating nodules there, one there. Okay, there's normally some sort of interlocking of branches. Say again?
You know what I find good about all models?
What's that?
Is that you have something that they're not doing anymore. Meaning not necessarily you have
What do you mean
the
they're
one.
not doing anymore?
Anyone that has a super huge model means that you have a one up to them because, well, your model is older, therefore, since no one's making it, it's more valuable. So if you have like a 70-year-old model, wait, has it even been around for that long?
Oh, hang on a second, that's why. See, this is why you got to make sure you trim all the pieces. Just a tiny little bit of plastic anyway, it sits flush.
Okay. Also, where's the other head? I swear I didn't. Oh,
Oh, please don't make me start lifting up a bed again.
no, I found it. Okay, got 4 heads out. It should be all you need.
Should we try that again? How do we do that? It was in here, wasn't it? Is that all fitted in there? Is that right? Yeah. All the way down there. No. How was that?
Loading there.
Not loading anything right now, that's my problem.
Okay.
It's not fitting at all. Ah! There it is. There we go.
What do you think the biggest... What do you think the
Mm.
biggest life-sized model would be?
Of what?
Of anything that Warhammer has made?
Well, I've seen a life-size rhino. There's one outside. You've seen it. It's outside Warhammer World.
Yeah, but yet again, there is so many bigger things than tanks.
Yeah, I know there's bigger things in tanks, but not necessarily that's been made.
I'm not talking about things that have been made. I'm talking about genuine things. And I don't care if it's from Sigmar.
What's the largest thing that's ever been made?
No, and I don't know.
Or you're about the largest model?
If it was life size, which do you think would be the biggest?
The largest thing, if it was made life-size, that Games Workshop has made? Probably.
No, not that they've made. That anything they've made in fiction, anything they've thought of, and then actually is official, and if they made it into a life-size model, which one would it be?
Right. So.
Because of course.
So you're basically saying which if so it's got to be a model that they've released.
No, it doesn't have to be a model that they've released. So basically, if a character like Sigmar, it doesn't have a model, but you can still call him the biggest character. But it doesn't have to be made. But it doesn't have to be made into life size. If it was, we're speculating here, made into life size, would it be the biggest?
Okay. No, I don't know.
Because there are so many models. The Great Horn Rat is probably like what, 5 miles tall?
I don't know, mate.
And yet again, we just have god figures like the Emperor, who's probably like astrometers.
I don't know if you can sort of think of it that way. I don't know if these are I don't know if you can consider these characters to be having physical proportions necessarily.
The Chaos Gods have to be massive. Like, they're gods. Like, they're gods, they're squid things, and they want to kill stuff.
Yeah, but as I said, I think you're finding it very difficult. I think it'd be very difficult for you to think of them as having real corporeal bodies.
Probably is.
Roughly.
The Emperor is probably could be a compared size to Moon.
Well, the Emperor, they know exactly where he is. He's on a throne. So.
No, I'm talking about the actual Emperor.
I am talking about the actual Emperor. He's on a throne called the
he
Golden Throne.
Yeah, if he was put into actual life size, how big would he be? Like,
Well,
would he be
they've
the size
got
of the moon?
No.
Or would he basically be the size of a red moon?
Nope. He would be about, I don't know. There's actual comparisons for this one. He's bigger than a Primarch, and we have Primarchs. But no, he's not sort of like moon-sized. He's a lot smaller than that.
I don't know. Is he like 8 meters tall versus Chenille size?
8 meters? No, he's at least 10. 8 meters. I think it's like feet. I don't know about 8 meters. 8 meters would be phenomenal. He's huge.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
That's
also,
not helpful.
Can we be aware of the things that are probably like bigger than planets? Like, we have no idea what is lurking in the shadows here, and there could just be one thing that is released any moment now that is bigger than red giants, which is huge suns.
Well, I think the problem here, dude, is that you're not really well versed in the literature, the writing,
Yeah,
because
but if we're
it's a
going off of-
little bit above you at the moment. Not gonna lie, not because you couldn't read the
But
words,
something
but
that-
it's more
something that we
explaining what
can
the words
confirm.
mean.
But if we're talking about army sizes here, if we're talking about army size, hands down, Astra Militarum. Hands down, Astra Militarum.
Would do what?
They would be the biggest army size. But we're talking about model size. And I want to know if there's something so huge, it is bigger than Red
Well,
Giants
dude,
out there
right, first
that
of
we
all-
have no idea of.
First of all, before you say Astra Militarum is the biggest army size, okay, you can't just simply sweep away Tyranids and Orcs, okay, because
Space Orcs didn't have the time.
Space Orcs are so numerous that if they ever actually did get their act together and unite under a single banner, then I'm not quite sure who can do what about it, because they love a good scrap, they're latently psychic, they have access to phenomenally disruptive technologies. So-
Don't forget about the Space Orcs' psychic power being one of the least things that you have to use your mind on. Whatever you believe becomes true. That's why red cars go faster.
Yep,
apparently now.
that is the thing. But
So
yeah.
if we would, and yet again, it's hard to force some Space Orcs to believe something, especially because it's impossible. Wait, if you believe that if you have the ability and you know the ability to whatever you believe in becoming real.
Yeah, but then are
If
you
you
believing it?
If you knew about that, would everything you believe in just
Right, I've run out of
real?
pieces now. I've put the heads
Would
on and I've
everything
run
you
one
want
arm.
to believe come
Come on. Is this arm going in anywhere particular? Or is it just going on the
it's
model?
going on one of the models.
Okay, so these seem to be fairly fitted, so that's cool. Next arm, please.
I'll throw on the next arm for the model.
No, I think you need to definitely do some more reading, but you can't read the books just yet because they are a bit too grown up for you. But the Horus Heresy series, my brother, I think he's still got my first 3 books of the Horus Heresy series. Need to get hold of those again. But I ain't got that many. We've only got the first dozen or so. Okay. They're very good books though, I ain't gonna lie. I really liked Legion. The ones that I said, I haven't read that many. Legion was brilliant. And I liked... What's it called? Is it Assassin? Just the one where they had all the different assassins. So looking, getting there.
Oh,
to you two. Right, there we go.
you have a hand, but you.
I mean, they do have a sufficient boatload of attacks, so this unit of 5 would definitely make a lot of my, you know...
Got with his throne.
Yes, they could be very nervous about this. Especially if these guys got to go first. But there's only 5 of them, whereas I get units of 10.
Yeah, but yet again.
However,
Max roll 16.
their armour's not great.
Max roll
That's
16.
the gut
Normally
rippers.
2 of them hitting. For my rolls, normally 2 of them hit and wound. Your armor rolls are not very good. Not very good, even without Ren, because these things don't really like armor.
Well, they can do mortal wounds as well, so you know, on a good
Don't
roll,
really
on a
like
good
armor,
roll,
they're
you
more
can perform.
bashy.
I
They're
need
more
the arm, mate.
bashy.
You've given me the hand, but I need the arm bit for it as well.
I'm trying to find it.
Well, you're not. You're wandering off and chatting. So
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
which one did you just clip out?
There it is.
Okay.
Okay, after that I'm getting level 45. Wait, why are there even 5?
The question is, once we put this unit together, are we going to go outside and plant some more seeds?
It depends. I need a break from activity after
Oh,
this.
to be fair, it's quite late. So.
I was not looking for.
And we got work/school tomorrow.
For some reason, I wasn't. I looking forward to this one, considering I wasn't really looking forward to this one, but I wasn't not looking to it.
I also look forward to every model. There's always going to be
but this
some
one in
models.
specific-
The next model
There
I
was
am
just
very much
so
looking forward
many
to.
pieces and hands that it just caught me off guard, and it's not actually as bad, but it's still burnt into my mind now. Now I can't get it out that this model is actually just a bad model, even though it's really not.
Well, you're very grown up, sort of thinking the fact that actually sometimes, even though you may think one thing, might not actually be the case.
Now, and I can't get it out of my head that this is a bad model, when in reality I should be liking this. It's just that I saw so many hand pieces on the sprue, I got scared. And now I just don't like the model for no reason whatsoever.
Should you be reaching out? It's a very static pose, so it doesn't feel like you should be doing it in the middle of an action swing.
I don't know, I'm just clipping them out of my.
What do you think? What do you think, chat?
He could be getting ready to attack.
Yeah, but he stood still.
I mean, some people would hold their hand out like they've just been in battle. Like they've just been in battle.
Angled it down a bit further, I think it's better.
Or like one of his tree bark broke or something. I don't know. I don't know how this thing works. Also have these.
Thank you. Right, so we've only got these few arms to do and then we're all done.
Not all done. Not all done. We still have 2 more after this.
Well, I'm just saying we're doing arms and then we're done, aren't we?
After this 46.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. So this feels like the arm should be behind him, the way he sort of stood. So need to make sure I angle that one appropriately.
So every time
You too. Right.
Every time this happens, I have to get out. So as long as I'm away from the passport, I chose the tennis ball road. I cannot. Nope. There's got a tennis ball thing. It's so iconic that, bro. I can't leave it out. So I'm gonna jump myself.
Amy's just having a wander. Right, what's this hand belong to? Because I've now got 2 hands and 1 arm. So which one's which?
This one belongs to this arm.
So which one belongs to this one?
The arm that you had?
I don't.
I gave you the arm!
Did you?
Did you lose it?
Did I lose it? Well, there's a hand.
How did you lose it?
And those 2. Did I knock it on the floor? Have I done a Henry?
I don't know if you've done a me. I'll look for 50 on this. Oh, did I forget to take it over?
Just double check which one you gave me. Just in case. We've got these 2 here. That makes sense. That
I
one.
forgot to take it.
Okay.
That does 2. this one.
Do you know what? Half of our stream is us, just the top of our heads, while we're on the floor scrabbling around for pieces.
Okay.
Yeah, me. Having a yawn.
Which models do you think you could beat if you were in the world of Age of Sigmar and you could pick of Age of Sigmar 40k or anything like that?
None of them look at me.
And you could pick any weapon
Any weapon?
from anything. Like you can even just pick a weapon on the dreadnought, but you can actually hold it.
Mm-hmm.
And from that franchise of Warhammer.
Yep.
Which models could you beat using which weapons? From your weakest pick to your strongest pick.
Oh my god, that's a hell of a question.
Okay, so you have 5 picks, and you give me your weakest one first.
Have you thought this through? Is this what you're doing late at night?
I know that I'm fighting anyone except for the Stormcast Eternals, because those things are terrifying.
I would attack.
Also, you.
Nobler, Snotling, just one Snotling.
Nope, you have to fight the entire unit.
I don't know. What would you pick?
In Age of Sigmar, my first weapon would probably be a very strong. You see, Darfu has a big sword.
He does.
If video game characters can wield big swords, so can I.
Yeah, it's nice.
And
it's nice.
and coincidentally, that big sword is his strongest attack. And
Yes, but not his most numerous attack.
And I think with a giant sword I can take on most of the Seraphon.
You think? Those things are
They're
huge.
dinosaurs.
They're dinosaurs, but they're
Yeah,
also
I have a giant sword of Darfu, meanwhile they have a giant dinosaur.
Yeah, I think you'd struggle.
And by the way, it can be any weapon. And I mean any weapon.
Well, here's the thing, right?
Even if it would be too heavy for you to lift, you can still have it.
Yeah, I know, but you're on about beating the Seraphon, but let's face it, Lordcrow could just land a comet on your head. So, I mean...
I'm talking about all the regular Seraphon models.
Well,
all the common ones.
What about Croxagars then?
Who's Croxagar?
The really, really big ones you've got in your army box that you haven't put together again. Yeah.
I think I could beat the biggest model in the box.
You reckon?
Darfu's sword is massive. I don't think you get how big it is. And for the second one, I am most certainly picking. Now, even though Darfu was big, and the models I make, I would also get through quite a few Stormcast models, like maybe an entire unit of Vindicator, but any more than that is just a TKO. Or a KO, in fact. Or a DKO.
To have the immortality of youth.
You know what? Really, I can't even beat any Stormcast Eternals no matter what weapon I use. They'll just be reforged. The only thing I can hope to do is just get rid of their entire spirit.
Knowing me, I would have like the big sword of spiky death, and I'd end up falling over and hurt myself. So,
yeah. And next thing... Oh, and by the way, did I mention that even if it's something that's not even something that can be taken off like claws, you just get the object. If I were to ask for Skaven teeth, I would have rat teeth going into battle.
Okay. Why is that?
So basic. Just in case for my second to final pick. Anyway, for the next one, I would want an into. Anyway, for the next one,
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty obvious here. I want a fanatic potion, and it comes with the chain ball.
You already are a fanatic. You're a nutter.
I don't care. A fanatic is too broken. I'm having its chain ball. And I am swinging it around like a fanatic until I take off into outer space. Dun, dun. One small step for man, one huge leap for fanatic kind. Anyway, after that, I want a Griffhound chariot. Like a grip, it's fast. I can.
Is that a weapon or a mode of transportation?
A mode of transportation and a weapon are two different things. Plus, big claws and talons. The claw and talon. Plus, I'm not having any of the rider's weapons. The Griffhound chariot, however, has its own attack for itself. Beak and claws. Therefore, it's fair game for me to have a Griffhound chariot as my third place because I can easily just snap things out of existence in a lightning bolt. Anyway, for the second one.
Striding with menacing purpose.
I am most certainly
right.
winning.
I need the last ones.
I am most certainly winning
go.
against.
Last ones. Let's go.
I do not care what I'm facing. I am winning. I am taking the Great Horn Mouth.
Right.
I do not care what you could even throw at me. The Great Horn Mouth is too big.
Are you aiming for the new box that'll be coming out then?
What?
Where it's going to be Stormcast Eternal versus Skaven?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Then on last one. Then on my last pick, on my last pick, no one's winning. I'm picking Sigmar's powers. I don't care if he's not a model. It's fair game for me because it's technically a weapon and it's classified under the rules. Magic is a weapon now. I don't even care if he's not a model and can't be based off. You can do that too. Sigmar's powers are mine. Now we're going for 40k. Yeah, 40k is a bit stretched out considering there are so many weapons that I don't even know where to start.
There's also weapons you don't even know about.
And like we have ballistic dreadnoughts, which are close range combat stuff, of which I'm very good at. I mean, I'm not strategic with it. I just hit really hard. So.
Well, you stand on the planet, and I'll hit you with Abaddon's Planet Killer, which is a ship that can literally just flatten a planet.
Oh no, I don't win. Oh no, I'm not aiming for that. Technically, dude, I don't think you know what I'm picking for my 5th place.
Well, whatever it is, can you keep clipping out because I'm nearly done.
I'm picking. Of course, I'm picking the only weapon.
Clip.
Of course.
Clip.
Of course. And there's no comprehension to this. I'm picking the Necron weapon. I'm picking a necronic gun.
Gauss Flare.
If the Chaos Gods fear Necrons because they can close the risk, I'm pretty sure that if I were to want to, a Gauss Flare would scare the Chaos Gods away.
Yeah, well, there's different types of Gauss Flares. You've got heavy ones as well.
I wouldn't be able to beat really anything, except for maybe the Chaos Gods because they recognise the gun and run away. Because, well, Necrons can close the rifts.
Well, there's heavy Gauss Flares as well, so, there's heavy versions.
I don't know. Like,
well, I need this last hand and I'm done.
Like, I don't know. If they'd be scared or not, they probably would. Like Necrons scared them, closing the rifts and all. But yet again, even Necrons aren't safe from screaming, because they let out a high-pitched scream when dying.
Yes, this is your favourite thing. Because I argued with this. I said the Necrons don't make a sound; they're meant to be silent. But then you were like, they do when they die. And I had to look it up, and he was only right, wasn't he? So there we go. Oh, life's gone. Right. Come on then, mate.
I'm trying to find it. Where is it? Okay, 65, that's good.
What number are you
No,
looking
not 65.
for? What number are you looking for?
Where is it?
There's so many little extras on here. So these are all the bits that are left over. Are these the ones left over from the ones we had before? They are as well. You put the hair on these heads. So these are the same models as these ones then. So there should be one stridey forward. So there we go, yeah. So these are the same models as this one. So you can see this is the same base. You can see on the legs here, we've got the same bit coming down. But depending on how you put them together, you get two very, very different style of models.
In my fourth place weapon, I'm picking a dreadnought. I'm picking a dreadnought. No sarcophagus this time. It's actually kind of simple.
Emperor class battleship.
I'm picking the strongest dreadnought I can get my hands in. After that, I'll pick the planet destroyer.
Still going for an Emperor class battleship.
After that, I'm picking the planet destroyer, and then after that, I don't care what you're saying. I don't care what you're saying. After that, I do not care what you're saying.
Blackstone Fortress.
After that, I don't care what you're saying. I am most certainly picking the Chaos Gods. Wait, did I already say that? No, I haven't said that. The Chaos Gods. Chaos Gods. After that, I'm just picking the Emperor power. Yeah, hands down. The Emperor's power is, well, the strongest thing and the closest thing we can find to a god in this universe. And in All Games Workshop. It's really hard to decide what's the best weapon. Like, you have the painting sword that gets handed to the best painter, which I'm pretty sure if put into something, it would be like a really strong weapon.
It's styled on one of the weapons, actually.
And I mean, of course, we just have Bugman, who doesn't really have a weapon, but I'm guessing if he was
Bugman? Do you mean Joseph Bugman?
Yep. I'm guessing if anything like close to the Bugman or White Dwarf is got close to the game, they would be really broken, and then after that we would just, I guess after that would just be the entire company itself. Like, I don't really think that if a model from someone that creates Games Workshop would put into a game, it would have something like stupid stats, like in all the Games Workshop there is no strongest weapon, because like there's always just the designs for the models, which is just, and like there's always, I guess the strongest weapon really is the character sheet from Dungeons and Dragons, where it all started. But yet again, it's impossible to tell because there are so many things. Can I class the developers of Games Workshop as their powers being a weapon? Can I classify anything that's just in the game that's in Warhammer world as a weapon, and or is something that is a prize for someone doing so well? Can I even class can I even class but in the end there's only one real strongest weapon, and this will always be the strongest weapon in Games Workshop, and it will never change, no matter what models release, no matter what sagas release, even if it's based off gods, of just an entire war of gods. The true strongest weapon is the dice.
Oh, I hope not, because they abandoned me quite a lot.
The dice is the only method of attack here. If you were to control the dice, I'm pretty sure you would just be able to do 1,000,000 damage right off the kick. You could beat any model, even if they don't exist, with the dice, because necessarily it's all your attacks. You could just make it so that they always miss you. Make it so that even if you're fighting a god, their powers barely leave a scratch on you because of an armor save, or it just doesn't do anything. You can just fail shooting.
Come on, mate.
The
We're all
dice
done
is
here.
the true strongest weapon. No
Well,
doubt.
there you go.
Hands up.
Well, if you've got any opinions, what you think is the strongest weapon, please let us know. Thanks for joining us on our stream today. You coming back, or are you still wandering around?
Bye bye. See you next time.
See you next Sunday.
See you next time.
Bye.
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 And we have something special for the next model we make.
Yes, looking forward to that one.
I love this model. I love the class of the model that the next model comes from. And then after that we have a big surprise because it's something that hasn't been seen before. Okay, bye.